Okay, hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Regular Guys DFS show, NBA style, of course. At least one more time. I am David, and you are back in the dungeon. And hope you've had a great weekend. We've had a really good one here at the Regular Guys show. Hopefully, you guys were able to capitalize. I didn't put any videos out this weekend, guys. We kind of had some family things going on. Didn't want to rush through them. Didn't know if it was totally necessary. We've made several videos here on this two-game rolling slate that's been going on for about a week, and so I wasn't sure how much advice anybody was really looking for. We're kind of recycling through the same guys, and it's really just hoping we get the right combination. So actually, this might be the last NBA video we make for the year. It's very possible that today's two-game slate is going to be the last two-game slate that DraftKings is going to be able to offer, because if the, of course, Clippers lose tonight, the series is over and we will be down to, just showdown slates. But the real reason I wanted to make this video today, guys, is to let you know that just because NBA season will be ending for us, as you know, I'm not a huge fan of playing Showdown. I'll probably play a little Showdown, during the finals just to have something in. But I don't know if you guys necessarily need any strong suggestions from me as far as who to play as your captain. It's a Showdown's a crapshoot. And, you just got to get lucky that you get the optimal lineup in. And if you do, you get to share it with, 100 other people and split the prize money. And so, again, a Showdown just isn't all that appealing to me. And I don't know if I would be doing you any good as far as coming on and making videos about Showdown. However, I wanted to let you all know that just because NBA season's over does not mean videos will stop. I'm going to start and put out my series, first of all, on just kind of the basics for the regular guys, which is what I am and how I got into this for fantasy football. That's kind of where my bread was buttered last year. Took down two different tournaments, 10 grand a piece. Had several high finishes in some other ones. So I really feel like I can be helpful to guys that aren't professional fantasy football players and are just trying to do this for fun, like I am. But I am sitting here as proof that you don't have to be a professional. You don't have to put in 150 lineups. You don't have to subscribe to 3 different optimizers. And you can still, make money playing DFS, and specifically NFL DFS. So I'm gonna put out a couple series of videos on just the basics, how I got into it, the things that I do when I'm building my lineup, stuff I look for. And then we're also going to get into golf. I'm a huge golf fan. I play NBA or NBA golf DFS every week. Have had okay success so far this year. So I know there's a ton of guys out there that do golf videos, but we're going to try and bring maybe a little bit different perspective to it. We're also going to have a gambling and wagering podcast video that we're going to start. And I can't legally, where I'm at in Nebraska, I cannot legally wager on sports yet. Hopefully it's coming, but 45 minutes away from me in Iowa, we can. So I certainly will be making some trips up to Iowa and placing some bets. I like betting baseball. I've seen some guys, man. I've actually went in with a couple of guys. You can get on some runs in baseball. So we'll look forward to putting out a few of those for those guys that like to wager on games instead of playing DFS. And then finally, I'm happy to announce that as we start inching closer to football season here in Nebraska, where I'm from, we are going to start putting out a Husker Talk podcast and YouTube channel. Hopefully a couple times a week. I'm not sure. I'm still working on the format. But if you guys haven't been regulars to this channel and watching my videos, I am a former radio and sports talk host here at several stations in Nebraska. If you guys are listening from Nebraska right now, or you're familiar with Nebraska, I used to produce Sports Nightly back when Gary Sharp and Jim Rose and those guys were hosting it. So I've done sports talk shows, I've done news stuff, but still have a few connections within the Husker program and some guys that used to play for it and stuff. So really happy to announce that we're going to start doing some Husker talk, football talk, as we get closer to football season. I'm still, again, working out the format, working out the kinks, but hopefully, you guys will enjoy that. And we're going to talk, college football and probably Big Ten in general. So that's certainly my background in sports. Other than just growing up a huge sports fan, I was in the sports media for about 10 years of my life. Still have some good friends that are in the sports media, so I get to pick their brains, and hopefully we'll just have a little fun with it and see where it goes. So several things in the works here, guys, as the NBA season draws to a close, and of course, when the NFL season kicks off, we're going to be doing at least twice a week videos for NFL DFS, because again, that's where I've made my best strides and had my most success as just a regular guy who isn't a professional DFS player. I'm starting to, I guess, trend more towards as much time and research as I try to put into it. I want to do that so you guys don't have to. And again, so we can work together and I can show you that, we can be successful playing NFL DFS. I'm so excited for it to get started because, that's where a lot of my success came from last year. So that was kind of the main reason for me to put out the video today, guys, just to let you know some of the stuff that's going to be coming down the pike as we get the formats ready and we start transitioning out of NBA. But I'll still be here. I still want this channel to keep going, be out there, and hopefully, helping you guys make some money. That's why I'm here. That's really what I'm trying to do, is help you guys be successful in DFS and other things and make money, because that's what it's all about, and it can be done. So anyway, we can focus here real quick on this potentially last two-dayer for the NBA. Again, I hope you guys had a good weekend. Did really well on the one that ended last night because I went heavy on Chris Middleton. I thought, he hadn't been great so far in this series, so just kind of took a flyer that Chris Middleton would do well. And I've also come to a strategy here over the last couple of days. I'm pretty much just going with one stud in my lineups, if you know what I mean. The value has just been too inconsistent. The minutes and the points have just been too inconsistent when jamming Trae Young's and Giannis's into the same lineup and being left, with guys like Luke Kennard and Bryn Forbes, Pat Connaughton. Although I'm okay with Pat Connaughton, there's just a handful of value guys that really I'm okay playing now, because as we've seen how the series has started to play out, there's just not going to be a lot of value that you can depend on to score enough points to cash in these tournaments. Obviously, I'm not going to build too many lineups right now. I'm going to wait as late as I can today because I'd love to hear some news on Trae Young. He's questionable right now. I guess there's an MRI going on his ankle. So I'm going to wait as long as I can to see if I get any information on Trae Young. But I'll just give you a hint. I think even if he does play, I still think Lou Williams is probably a pretty good value play that I'm going to use today, because I don't know. We all know how the ankle stuff has went all throughout this playoffs. Guys have tried to play on him, haven't been able to play on him, or have played limitedly on him, haven't had a lot of fantasy point success when they've tried to play on him. So I hope Trae Young can play. I'd like to see this series continue. Frankly, I'm rooting for the Clippers to win tonight because I like playing these little two-gamers, but we'll just have to see what happens. So I did put in a dummy lineup here just to give you a sense of kind of the way I'm thinking I'm going to go, for the rest of these two gamers. And that's going to be, just kind of picking a stud that I think, is a good play, and then not really trying to jam a second one in. So the Clippers are playing for their life tonight. So I think any of the three Clippers that have been doing most of the scoring Paul George, Reggie Jackson, Ivica Zubac. I think they're all solid plays tonight. I don't see any reason why their minutes or their production would drop off. Everything's going to run through Paul George and Reggie Jackson for the Clippers if they have any chance to win this. So the first guy I'm going to put into today's lineup is Paul George, just because, again, I'm waiting for him to have that 40-point night, and he probably better have it tonight or the Clippers are likely going to be done. And along those same lines, then, I'm going to go ahead and just use Reggie Jackson as my point guard. Because, again, everything's going to have to run through these two guys, and they're going to have to do better than they've been doing. That was one of the most awful basketball games I've watched in a while 2 nights ago. But anyway, they've got to be better if they're going to stay in it, so I'm just going to take a chance that, that they do. And then a small forward, I'm going to try and keep riding the Chris Middleton train. I've just been waiting for him to have a big game. He finally had one yesterday, and I think the Bucks probably are starting to smell a little blood in the water with Trae Young being injured. Chris Middleton has the ability to do what he did last night, and hopefully Milwaukee just keeps going back to it. So I'm actually going to use Middleton in this lineup instead of Giannis. And then another guy that has just been great, and I've been on him this whole time, and he hasn't disappointed, and then comes back with like 20-some rebounds 2 games ago. So I want DeAndre Ayton in my lineup. I'm probably going to fade Clint Capella from here on in. I'm going to use Ayton and Zubac mainly in my lineups for center and try and fit him in the best I can. Ayton's just been great, and I don't see any reason going back home. I'm not saying he's going to have 20-some rebounds, but he's pretty much a double-double guaranteed. Excuse me. Throughout these whole playoffs, so let's keep riding it. And then Danilo Gallinari will be my power forward in this lineup. He had big minutes in the game last night. I kind of was wondering why his minutes had fluctuated 25 and 16. They played him 36 minutes, 26 fantasy points, 18 real life points. Hopefully they just go right back to that again, and Gallo can continue to have success and hopefully get a win. I really do hope that these playoffs extend as long as they can. And then here's my 2 pieces of value that, I don't feel great about any of it, but I think Lou Williams, even if Trae Young, is going to play, which I assume he's probably going to play, but how long is that ankle going to last? Is he going to have to take more breaks throughout the game? You just never know. So I think Lou Williams is a pretty solid value here. He still only got, I think, 18 minutes in the last game. With Trae trying to play through that ankle injury, only 14 points. But I'm actually thinking that Lou Williams might get, 20 to 25 minutes in the game tomorrow night just because of the condition of Trae Young's ankle. And hopefully it's not serious where Trae has to miss the whole game, but obviously if he can't play, there's no good one for Atlanta. So Lou Williams is pretty much him and Cam Reddish will be the defunct point guards. I took a shot on Cam Reddish yesterday, and he didn't play a minute after playing like 18 minutes in the game before, but that was because of the huge blowout. So obviously they're not in a huge hurry to go back to Cam Reddish. So I think Lou Williams will just be the safe play either way. And then I'm going to put Connaughton in. He's about as low as I'm willing to go on value. And again, he's not a terribly productive guy, but he's gotten the minutes, and he played 32 minutes last game after only playing 13 in that blowout. So 29 and 32, 2 of the last 3 games. Again, he's not terribly productive, but he gets the minutes, and you just hope that maybe the next game, he gets hot and maybe hits 4 or 5 3-pointers, and is enough to get you into the money in the tournaments. But I'm just done going much lower on value with guys that just aren't playing minutes, So, and then that leaves me with enough. Zubac's price has come up. I told you it would. I'm surprised it didn't come up quicker than it has. But again, Zubac, I don't see any reason why the Clippers are going to go away from him. He's been very productive, even though they haven't won the games. he's pretty much been a double-double himself. So I want to try and get Ayton and Zubak at least in one of the lineups. I'm probably going to put in 2 or 3, again, like I normally do, but in one of them, I am going to try and get Ayton and Zubak in together. So, yeah, that's the one I've built up so far today, guys. And again, I'm not going to build any more until I hear, hopefully, just waiting to maybe get some news on Trae Young. So, yeah, I think that'll do it for the video today, guys. I always forget this. Before you get out of here, if you'd please hit the like button, subscribe button, hit the notification bell, again, because we are excited. We are going to start putting out some different content videos. A lot of stuff coming up on this YouTube channel that I'm excited about. I hope you guys will continue to support the channel, continue to join me, because hopefully you're getting some good information out of it. And then definitely give me a follow on Twitter at SandoDFS. If you retweet the link to this video when I put the video out today on Twitter, if you retweet it, you'll be entered into our last chance for $25 worth of DFS dollars. I think today will be the cutoff, the last day we do it, and then the start of the finals, I will announce who is the winner. So all of that stuff, guys. Again, a lot of good content coming out, so please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. That way we can hopefully keep the channel going here. Hopefully you guys are getting something out of it. And certainly give me a follow on Twitter. I hope we've had good success over the weekend in the last few days. We've done really well. Haven't had a takedown yet, but certainly been making enough money to keep playing, and that's a start. So appreciate you guys joining me. Hope you'll join me for some of the other videos we're going to start putting out in the coming weeks. And yeah, good luck to all of us tonight, and we'll talk to you next time on the Regular Guy DFS Show. Thanks again for joining me.